Hello children, welcome back to the English session. So we were doing the first chapter, The Portrait of the Lady by Khushwant Singh. So children, in the last lecture we have already done with the how the grandmother, how Khushwant's grandmother was very attached to him, and they were both in the village staying together. But one fine day, Khushwant's parents had come back and took both of them to the city. Okay, now the city life was a very different kind of life they had rather than what they were living in the village. The village life was very much cool, very much freestyle kind of living of life. But here in the city, they had another kind of life, that is a very routine kind of life, where the narrator now is going to an English medium school. He is learning, he is not been picked or dropped by his grandmother. He is given a room. At the first instance, both of them were sharing the same room. Thereafter, while he was growing up, another room was provided for him and they lived a life like that. So today we will continue with that session, children, and we shall see how the grandmother was staying with these people and how the bonding between the grandmother and Khushwant Singh, that is the narrator, was going on. So the narrator's grandmother, the writer and his grandmother were very close in his childhood, and even when they came to stay with his parents, they shared the same room. Slowly the bond between them started decreasing as he was given a room of his own, because now somebody in today's life the parents think that okay, we shall give the children everything they want, they have to have an independent life, they should have a free life. But somewhere it is wrong, children, because when there is no bond between the child and the parent, that is the nowadays the trend is going on that okay, the child should be given his own room and everything like that. Fine, to some extent it is okay, but nowadays it is a trend showing that okay, we ought to have some children should be having their own room, parents should be having their own room, grandparents should be having their own room. But the style, that is this trend, is taking the relationship apart, children. There were days, you ask your parents, your grandparents, they were like they always used to be together. When there is a bonding between your family, everything goes like there is something that is a bond, a love between the relationship. Nowadays somewhere it is missing. So coming back to the story, children, here also the same thing is happening. So now might be he is growing up, so the narrator is being given another room, and then they decided to send him for his further studies, and he would be sent abroad. So his grandmother came to leave him at the railway station. She didn't talk or show any emotion. Okay, she kissed his forehead. The narrator didn't wipe the moist imprint, as he thought that this was the last time he might be seeing her. As her age, one couldn't tell what would happen to her in the 5 years he was away. So he thought might be like he didn't want to leave that kind of emotion, because when she came to the railway station to drop him at the railway station while going abroad, she was standing there and she didn't have any kind of emotion in her eyes. Yeah, she kissed his forehead, giving him the blessings in that form, and then she was standing there. That moment, Khushwant Singh thought that might be he's going abroad for next 5 years, and might be he will not see his grandmother again, because in this 5 years, might be because she's very old enough, and he thought that might be he might be not seeing her again in these 5 years when he comes back. A day before she died. Now when the story tells, children, just when we read it from the textbook. This is only the summary. When we read it from the textbook, we will come to know each and every point. But here I am just telling you the summary. And here the summary says that a day before she died, that is before that, the Khushwant Singh is also coming back after his studies also, still she is leaving. And suddenly what happens is, a day before she died, a sudden change came over the narrator's grandmother. Okay, what happened? In the evening, she didn't pray, but she collected the women of the neighborhood. So what did she do? Or normally at the time, whatever the routine is, she goes according to the routine. But that particular evening, she collected all the women from the neighborhood. She got an old drum and thumped it and sang for the homecoming of the warriors. So she sang some songs for the homecoming of the warriors. She had to be persuaded to stop overstraining herself, and she was at that she sang to the extent that she has to be stopped because she was overstraining herself. Overstraining means, children, like she was beating the drum so hardly, or she might be singing so hardly, like she is very old, and at that moment of time she cannot stress herself. At that time she was overstraining herself. For the first time since the narrator had known his grandmother did not pray at all. So for the first time in his lifetime, the narrator is seeing that his grandmother is not praying. And the next morning the doctor was called, as she had a mild fever. So in the evening she did all this kind of very rare thing, that collecting all the women from the neighborhood, singing the homecoming songs of the warriors and overstraining herself. Might be this led to the temperature of her, like she came down with the health issues. So she had to be persuaded to stop. And for the first time since the narrator had known, the line has been repeated. The next morning the doctor was called, as she had a mild fever. Grandmother told them that her end was near and she didn't want to waste any more time but pray, as she had just a few hours before the close of the last chapter of her life. So sometimes it happens, children, like something is going to happen, and we, in our heart, we come to know that something is going to, you might have experienced this from your grandparents or your parents, your mom saying that acha nahi lag raha hai, something a bad feeling or something a good feeling. Sometimes it happens that emotions or something is known beforehand, children. This is the sixth sense, we can say. Okay, so she lay in bed peacefully, praying on her rosary, and before anyone could suspect, her lips had stopped moving and she had passed away peacefully. Here, when she was lying on the bed, she was with her rosary in her hands, and she was chanting with her prayers. Every time her lips used to chant the prayers, and suddenly she stopped with the chanting of the prayers. The movement of the lips was stopped and she passed away peacefully. When the narrator's grandmother died, the sparrows came in large number and sat near her body. They didn't chirp but sat there silently. When the narrator's mother bought some bread and broke into little crumbs, they didn't touch the crumbs. The crumbs means, children, the small bits of bread. Okay, so the narrator's mother, because she had the habit, grandmother had the habit of giving the birds this bread crumbs. So she thought now grandmother is not there, so the mother of Khushwant Singh, she bought some bread crumbs and laid it on the ground, but she saw that none of the birds touched those bread crumbs. When grandmother's body was taken for the cremation, they flew away quietly. The next morning, the breadcrumbs were swept away. In this way, the sparrow mourned the death of their beloved friend. Mourn, children, M-O-U-R-N-E-D. Mourn means mourn rakhna. Okay, when someone near to us die, or whoever dies, we stand up for 2 minutes, or we pray for the person for the rest in peace. So we stand there and close our eyes and pray for the person who has died. That is called mourn, M-O-U-R, mourn for the death of the particular person. So here we have seen that how the birds mourn for their best friend, and that best friend was the grandmother. Okay children, hope you have all enjoyed this story, and this is the end of our chapter, that is Portrait of the Lady. So here comes to the end. So children, next thing, so what would be the next thing I will be doing is, children, I will send you the summary of this chapter. Okay, I'll send you the summary of the chapter. If possible, if you have any book, that is any rough book or a new book, fine, good. But if you have any rough book, you can start writing the summary of the chapter so that you can understand well. Okay, and we shall continue with our syllabus. So this chapter I will give you the summary, and along with the summary I will give you the question answers also, so that you can come to know easily what are the what is the concept of the chapter. Okay children, so hope we have completed this chapter, and this would be the homework. I will be sending you the summary in the group. I will send you this, and try to finish up by writing the summary. If not, if you do not want to write the summary, you can write the question answers. Okay, I will send you the question answers also, and you can write either the summary or the question answers. It is up to you, whatever you find it easy for you. Okay, if you don't want to write the summary, you can jump up to the question answers, but the main thing what I want is you should understand the concept of the chapter, children. You should understand what is the, so for that you should be more clear. When I start with the chapter, children, just do one homework, that is very prior. When we start with English, just go through the chapter whatever I am teaching you. Okay, so that when I give you the lecture, just you should be ready, the story or the concept or whatever should be ready in your mind, so that it goes, the explanation goes on nicely in your mind. Okay, so this is the end of the session. So children, take care, bye, and take care of your parents too. Bye.